Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Matt Pod with me, your host, Matt. Today's episode will be brought to you by the tears of the one and only Sid the Sloth, also known as Carson Beck. And I think we all know why if you are a college football fan or just somebody who hates Carson Beck's guts. I'm sure there's both. There has to be. I mean, come on. The guy went to fucking college for 6 years. Actually, he only went for 4. He was in class for 4, but you know. Anyways, this episode is brought to you by his tears after losing the national championship to Indiana. And it basically being his fault because, let's be real, they were getting enough help from the referees. But Carson Beck sucks. So, go Vols. And eat shit, Carson. Because why is it that he's over here, he's like, oh, I'm doing 6 years right here. Count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But Tennessee quarterback Joey Aguilar has to take the NCAA to court just to play a 5th year of football. Albeit 2 of those were junior college, but still, apparently I guess there's going to be favorites. But anyways, eat it, Carson Beck. Congratulations, Indiana, on your first. Now, while we're on the topic of college football, I am sick and tired of the SEC slander. And all you SEC slanderers, all right, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all are running down the good name of SEC football. Saying, oh, we suck now. It doesn't mean more. They suck. Did we just beat them in every bowl game there is? Well, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you it right now, baby. I'm going to tell you right now. All right. If the SEC was able to play the teams that all you Big Ten jabronis are playing, and I ain't talking about, the smaller schools that are in the Big Ten. No. I'm mainly coming for you, Ohio State, because y'all are the epitome of favoritism in your conference. And you want to know why? Ohio State goes 15-1 this year. 15-1. Now you may be thinking, hey, that's pretty damn good. 15 wins, 1 loss. That one loss being to the reigning defending national championship Indiana Hoosiers. By the way, Carson Beck, who's your daddy? Anyways. 15-1 sounds good. But then you look at the schedule. Okay. So 15-1, that is a total of 16 games. Albeit a few of them were bowl games, which, okay, we'll let those ride. Okay. But if we go to y'all's schedule, y'all had what, 2, maybe 3 solid teams that y'all played. And I mean, you beat Texas, you beat Michigan. I'm sure there was a third jackass in there that y'all beat. All right, and then the rest of them were just a bunch of cupcake teams. And if you're not familiar with that term of cupcake team, let me lay it down for you. Let me lay down the law for you, Jack. When we use the term cupcake in the collegiate sports, college football, a cupcake schedule is referring to a team who's usually probably up here. They'll play a couple teams that are maybe here or maybe right here, maybe just a tick below them. 2 or 3 teams that are up there. Everybody else is down here or right here. That is an Ohio State schedule. Yet Ohio State still gets to be a part of the college football playoffs. Why? Favoritism. They know that they can make money off of these Ohio State idiots. And it is the same damn thing with Alabama and the SEC. Now, I'm not saying Alabama has a cupcake schedule. Hell, cupcake schedules don't really exist in the SEC. We beat the piss out of each other for, 12 games a year? And then we do and depending on how good we did, we either play a bowl game against some other jackass in another conference, potentially somebody in our own conference. Or if you're Ole Miss, you just get to play a team that you beat the piss out of already. Sorry, Tulane fans. At least y'all got a cool name. That's all I'm really going to give you. That's really all I think I can give you, is the fact that you do have a cool name in Tulane. So ride with that, I guess. So this is how the college football world works. We have the top Big Ten teams here. We have the top SEC teams here. Head to head, it's going to be a good game. But you see, these games usually happen at the end of the season. Well, you take Ohio State, who's maybe played 2 or 3 good teams, spread it out throughout the year with a bunch of teams that they can just whoop up on for the rest of the games, the other 9 games or however many it is. Chances are they're going to be healthy. You take a top-tier SEC team with, pretty standard SEC schedule. Those boys are going to be so banged up. They're going to have the piss beaten out of them. Injury-riddled teams. Just so damn tired. They've got the piss beat out of them every game each year. Just about every damn game, except maybe 2, where they play like take Tennessee for instance. ETSU. We beat the piss out of them 70-something to whatever it was, I think. Games like that. Each school kind of has 1 or 2 games like that. But for the rest of it, it's going to be in conference. We're going to beat the piss out of each other, and that's the way it goes. So I would love to see you Big Ten sumbitches play half as physical, play half as good of a schedule as the SEC teams, and then we'll get to the college football playoff, and we'll see how y'all perform. Because y'all get these little cupcake schedules, you still find your way in. Which, speaking of finding your way in, how in the hell, and this is not to rag on James Madison, they're a small school. How in the hell did y'all get into the college football playoffs? How did y'all do it? And I mean, I would say how did Alabama get in, but it's Alabama and they just suck off the NCAA each year, and that's how they get that. Not saying that they ain't good, but this year they lost 3 games. One of those games being to Florida State. And we saw how Florida State's season progressed. Just not good. Not good at all. So, why is it that when you take these Big Ten schools like Ohio State, and see, here's the way the rankings should work. How it is prophesized that they work. You have 25 ranked schools. Everybody else can go suck a bag. Unless they start beating some teams that are good. They start beating teams that are good. That is supposed to be rewarded. You climb up the rankings if you are beating good teams. If you lose to a good team, maybe it shouldn't affect your ranking that bad. But if you beat those good teams, you climb. Now, what Ohio State does is they beat one good team. Well, actually, no, this is what Ohio State does. They get a top 5 ranking just for being Ohio State. And then they beat, let's say, Texas. And they stay up here. They stay up here. And then they beat a bunch of crap teams, and then somehow they're still up here. Meanwhile, you have, we'll say, fucking Ole Miss. We'll take Ole Miss. And we're just making up stuff at this point right now. We're just go with it. We're just taking Ole Miss because they was representing for the SEC when Bama, Georgia, and Oklahoma all failed. That's all I got for you. So we'll say Ole Miss is somewhere in the middle ground. Say they're around 10th, right here in the middle. They beat LSU. We'll bump them up 2 spots. They continue to beat some. We'll say they beat Georgia. Okay, we'll bump you guys up just a few more spots. And then we'll have Ole Miss play Arkansas. Okay, well we'll say Ole Miss beats the piss out of Arkansas. They stay here. Meanwhile, Ohio State has played about 4 games against mediocre teams, and they're still up here. I mean that there's only one thing then that can be attributed to, and that is a 5-letter word known as money. And glazing the NCAA. Because in no universe does a team with your schedule should be anywhere near the playoffs. Look at poor Notre Dame. Look at, I don't know, there's probably somebody else that should have gotten in. I know Vandy was bitching about stuff, but Diego Pavia's an ass, and I don't care for Vandy in the first place. Go Vols. Now, next up is a question for the Georgia Bulldog fan. Now you're probably thinking, what is he going to ask the Georgia Bulldog fan? Well, my question is simple as this. Why do y'all bark at people? Why do y'all bark at people? Because here's the thing. I understand that your mascot's a dog. Alright, it makes sense. Yeah, let's bark at random people. Let's bark at each other. We're bulldogs, right? We're dogs. Well, there's one problem with that theory, Georgia fans. What good is having a little English bulldog? What good does that dog do you? It just sits around on its lazy butt with its fat rolls looking ugly. That's what a bulldog does. That's what a bulldog does, yet they just go around, they'll bark at people and like they're a big bad fucking pit bull or a fucking, I don't know, something big, something that's, this damn, a big dog. I mean, a big dog. But they're just this little freaking short, chubby, ugly looking thing. That's the only thing threatening about a bulldog is its face. I mean, good Lord, it ain't a pretty looking dog. That's a face that only a mother can love. To put it in terms that most of y'all probably heard. Now, Smokey here, he's a blue tick coonhound. That dog has a use. Them dogs, they'll go out with you, out in the woods, and they'll run a damn coon up a fucking tree. Alright? That is a real dog right there. That's a dog. Alright, we have more right to bark at people or howl at people than a Georgia fan does. Just going off of dog economics. Alright, dogonomics. We'll call it dogonomics. Because you have the bulldog, which again, short, fat, and ugly. Then you have Smokey, the blue tick coonhound. Alright? Reasonable sized dog. It's not too big, but it ain't a damn ankle biter. And that thing will go out there and put in some work out in them woods, alright? That dog, you can get a damn use out of that. And while we're speaking of the dogs of the college football world, hell, let's throw in the Washington Huskies. Now, I've never seen a Washington Huskies fan, so I don't know if they do Husky things to each other. Now, when I say Husky things, I ain't talking about, hump, hump, hump. I'm talking about, have y'all ever been on TikTok or whatever y'all go on and ever seen a dog videos? And y'all see them videos of them Huskies just talking. They'll just be talking and barking and howling and talking and just making all this racket. Going all kinds of crazy 6 ways to Sunday, just constant. That is still a better dog than what Georgia has. And then, you know what? Doesn't Texas A&M, don't they have a dog? I think they got a dog. Somebody after watching this, let me know if there's any Texas A&M Aggie fans out there. Let me know if y'all got a dog, because I think y'all got a dog for a mascot. Alright. I think they got some kind of dog, and I'm pretty sure there's actually a useful dog too. So, realistically, Georgia, y'all can just get the hell out of there. Stop barking at people. Alright? You can start barking at people when you change to a dog that's useful and not a little fat, lazy ankle biter. Alright? Because I'm going to tell you right now, there ain't no damn sense in y'all barking at people when that'd be like a damn chihuahua. Like a damn chihuahua barking at. Like if we had a team called the San Antonio Chihuahuas, fighting chihuahuas or something. And they just started barking at people. Now chihuahuas do be barking at people, but them damn chihuahuas are crazy. They're little ankle biters, but they're crazy, alright? In my lifetime, I've seen a lot of chihuahuas. And only 2 of them weren't obnoxious as hell. 2 of them were not little yappy, little ankle biting, little yappy sumbitches. Alright. The rest of them were a bunch of little yap, damn sissy dogs. Alright. That's the playing field that Georgia's on. But they acting like they got a big dog. Like that damn Lizzo song or whatever. That's like, I want a big dog. You know what I'm saying? I don't actually know if that's a Lizzo song, but I know there's some song. I heard it on TikTok once. That sung something about a big dog, and it was like a dirt track racing edit. Anyways, you get the point. Georgia fans, stop barking at people. Alright? Your mascot's a damn fucking English bulldog. We whoop them in fucking, came America. Go get a real damn dog of a country that we didn't fucking beat in a war and then had to save their asses twice in 2 world wars. Alright? I don't want to hear y'all damn barking. No damn more. I done squashed it. Stop barking at people. Go get a real dog. Alright. And let us be happy. Alright, nobody wants to be barked at by a damn little sissy dog. Because we'll look at that dog, and people who have big dogs or useful dogs will be like, my dog could fit that dog's head in its mouth. Alright? So Georgia, y'all ain't got a real dog. Y'all got a little sissy dog that, women like to stick in their purses and shit. Alright? Tennessee, we got a real dog. Washington's got a real dog. A&M's got a real dog. I'm trying to think if there's any other dogs. In Syracuse, y'all are phonies. Y'all ain't got real orange. Alright, that ain't orange. This is orange. What Clemson has is orange. Hell, even what Texas has is orange. It's burnt. It's burnt as hell. It's like a damn white person that don't know how to cook a steak. Alright, that shit is well done. That shit might be past well done. But it's still orange. It's still orange. Syracuse, I don't know why the hell y'all call yourself the damn Orange. You ain't even got orange on, like, I don't understand. I look at y'all's logo and I don't really see orange. You know, same thing with y'all's jerseys. Y'all ain't orange. Y'all red-orange, which ain't really orange at all. It's more red than it is orange. Alright? And speaking of orange, Tennessee has the best orange. That beautiful creamsicle orange. That is the superior orange. And if it wasn't cold as hell, I'd probably eat a damn creamsicle. But it's January in North Carolina, and I ain't eating a damn lick of ice cream. I ain't licking a lick of ice cream. No sirree, Bob. No sirree, Jim Bob. No sirree, Bob. No ice cream for me in the cold. And speaking of the cold, everybody around here done got the panties up in the water because the news damn said it's going to be a big old snowstorm. Big old snow and ice storm. And it's funny because every damn year when the news says there's going to be a big old snowstorm, snow and ice everywhere, all these inches, everybody done lose their damn mind. Everybody done lose their damn mind. Everybody going out, they getting fucking generators. They going to the Walmart, they ransacking the Walmart. People getting punched over bread. All this crazy Looney Tune type stuff, right? And then what happens when it actually comes? What happens when that storm comes? News says, hey, 15 inches. We get 1.5. Maybe 0.15. And damn sure ain't no 15. Now, I ain't saying that that there's not a chance that it gets this big snow. I ain't saying that. But I'm just saying, history dictates the precedent that has been set is that the weather usually lies. Weather Channel, they usually lie. They lie. They lie about snow. And they usually just lie about the weather in general. They usually get that shit wrong. So why? Now, I get it. It's better to have it and not need it than the vice versa, because that's too much damn mouth. That is way too much. But I'm just saying, do your history. Do your history like the National Geographic. Which, speaking of the National Geographic, y'all need to get on the National Geographic. Alright, because I'm going to tell y'all right now. My seasons right now, as in, we in January. My Daytona 500 ain't until February the 15th, day after Valentine's Day. College football, that's over. Hell, my season ended 2 weeks ago. When Max Gilbert freaking screwed the game away against Illinois like he does every other game that's close. Alright? Max Gilbert sucks. I don't know why Arkansas got him out of the transfer portal. I really don't. I can't fathom it. I can't fathom what was going through Arkansas's, head recruiter. Or whoever the hell does that transfer portal crap nowadays. But, come on. Max Gilbert, you suck. You suck. And why Arkansas wants you, I ain't got the mental capacity to capacitate that. I don't know. But back to getting this train on the track, Jack. NASCAR, my season ended, I think, early November, maybe late October. I don't remember. So that ended then. So I gotta wait till February the 15th. I gotta wait till mid-February. College football season ended 2 weeks ago for me. Maybe 3. I don't remember when that bowl game was. All I know is Max Gilbert lost it for us. Because he sucks, and that's just what Max Gilbert does. If a game's close, he gonna miss it. It gonna either go that way or it gonna go that way, but it ain't going that way. It ain't going that way. It going that ways. It going these ways right here. Not that one. That one. All right. It's like a bad interstate. All right. It ain't going. It gonna go this way. It ain't going that way. That ball only goes through the uprights if it is a point after or we're up by freaking 50. That is the only way that little shit makes a damn field goal. So Arkansas, you can have fun with that. Anyways, back to National Geographic. All right. So I'm trying. My seasons are over. I tried watching some basketball. Basketball ain't what it used to be. All right. It's just now. All right. I ain't watching it like, now I got to keep up with college basketball. I got to keep up with that. Which Tennessee ain't looking so good right now. Though I will say our cheerleaders did win a natty for like the 4th time in 6 years. So I don't know what that says about us, being as our cheerleaders are the most successful thing that we got right now. I mean, granted, the baseball boys finished second. The girls softball, they made it to the semis. Coach V, he's going to the Giants. So, we getting a new head coach. But back to National Geographic. So, I got the Disney bundle, Jack. I got that bundle. Shout out to my woman for getting me that bundle, for getting us that bundle. That's got the Disney, the Hulu, and the ESPN. Shout out to her. For paying for that. I got the other subscriptions on lockdown. But anyways, I got to find something to watch. Because Chad Powers Season 2 ain't out yet. I don't actually know when that's coming out. But when it comes out, we going to start watching it again. We going to start watching it. Because that show was good. Alright. I enjoyed the Chad Powers show. If you don't know what it is, Glenn Powell, he's basically like a worse Carson Beck. Alright, except he's more talented. But he screwed up. He's a jackass. And then his dad, who is a Hollywood makeup artist, he's got makeup stuff, so he got all this. He can remake your face. He can remake your face with all this stuff on it, And so Russ Holiday decides he sees a thing in Georgia. Oh, what the hell was it? It was something Georgia-y. Something Georgia-y. He goes, I'm gonna go try out for that. But I'm gonna put on a face mask and I'm gonna be Chad. I wanna be Chad Powers. I'm gonna be Chad. I can't be Russ. I'm gonna be Chad. And it's just this whole thing. It's a lot deeper than I'm making it sound right now. So y'all gotta go watch Chad Powers Season 1 if you ain't already watched it. Especially if you like football. Ole Miss makes an appearance. There's a Tennessee appearance. I think there might have been a Georgia one. I don't remember. That might have also been at the end of the season. But either way, go watch you some Chad Powers. Season 2's coming out sometime. I don't know. It's confirmed. So, I ain't got Chad Powers. I don't watch the new King of the Hill. So I've been trying to, I've watched some reruns. I've gone on there. I've started season 1 and I've worked my way up to like season 5 or 6 or something. I've been watching the King of the Hill. And then I was like, hey, they got National Geographic on here. Maybe there's something on the National Geographic that I can watch. And let me tell you something. National Geographic got some fire. They got some good stuff, all right? All right, they got some good, there is some good quality programming on there that is educational. And that's really all I can really say about it. It's educational and it's pretty good. They got stuff for everybody. If you like the ancient people, talking about the Romans, the ones in Mexico, I forgot what they're called. The Mayans and the Incas or whatever, they got them. They got they got tales of the ancient folk, burying, digging up stuff over there. They got what? They got war history stuff. They got some weird survival stuff. And then, of course, you got Nat Geo Wild, where you can go learn about the animals of the wherever they're going. So if you got Disney Plus, you need to go hop on the National Geographic. If you need some, if your seasons are gone, you need something to watch. Maybe a little bit educational. Maybe you need to learn something. Maybe you need to expand your mind in a way that the crazy drugs, because crazy drugs will, they'll, like mushrooms and LSD and all that. That'll expand your mind in a whole different way. Just look at, go on Spotify, hit your DJ, and type in psychedelic rock. You know what I'm saying? From back in the 60s and 70s. It'll expand your mind, but in a whole, you'll be in a damn another universe. All right. The only reason I know that, I ain't done know specifically, but I did eat a weed gummy and watch Cat in the Hat, the one with Alec Baldwin and what's his face in it, the spy guy, the Austin Powers guy, the guy from that. And that was terrible. I do not recommend doing that. Don't do it. Especially if it's your first time on a gummy. Don't do that. That is a matter of fact. Don't be doing that. Don't. Anyways, National Geographic. You can learn stuff about other people, other cultures who are less fortunate than you. Like Gordon Ramsay, he's got a thing on there called Uncharted, where he goes to these places that are just, they're run down, but they live in their life. They eating bugs and guinea pigs and, all that other stuff that, because, goats, because that's what they got. They ain't got nothing else. They ain't got no McDonald's down there. In the isolated bits of South America, they ain't got no McDonald's. They ain't got no Chili's. You can't go down there and get you a triple dipper with the mozzarella sticks. They ain't got that Texas Roadhouse. They ain't got that butter. That butter for your rolls, man. So expand your mind and learn you something while you're at it. You don't have to remember it, but you can sit there for a little while and be like, that's pretty interesting. Look at that. I just learned something for 5 minutes. I might forget in 5 minutes, but hey, you may remember something and intellect. So go on the National Geographic. See if you can find you a show. And if you can't, hell, Hulu's got plenty of stuff. I mean, you got Guy's Grocery Games, Triple D, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives with that Guy Ferrari dude, Guy Fieri. There's some heat on the Hulu if you got that bundle. If you just got regular Disney. Well, hell, Disney owns everything. I'm sure you can find something. Because they own damn everybody. I mean, yeah. And if that ain't your thing and you got the ESPN bundle, well, heck, they got shows on ESPN. They got you some sports shows. They got, I guess, 30 for 30. You can watch the Pat McAfee show. Pat's an entertaining brother. He's an entertaining dude. I mean, go watch you some Pat McAfee while you're sipping on your McCafe. And if you don't know what that is a coffee beverage from McDonald's. Now, I ain't endorsing McDonald's coffee because I ain't never had it. I'll go to the Dunkin' Donuts, get me a medium caramelized coffee with 3 creams and 3 sugars. Got to get you jacked up for the day, get that cream and that sugar in you. And then there's a chance you end up with coffee guts, but that is the risk you take when you drink coffee. You might be enjoying it, but it could end bad. You could end up in the John for God anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes. And then while you're on there, you can scroll you some TikTok, try to lessen the pain. You know, look at you some race cars, some college football, whatever you got on your tickety-tockety, some animals, some dog videos. You know, just try to lessen that pain, because, I mean, when you get the coffee guts, it sometimes it is not fun. Take it from me. It can be, chances are you're going to be miserable, but if you can lessen the misery by looking at something, you might be okay. Might be. Don't take my word for it, but you might be. Alright? Now, I tell y'all also what. You know what goes with coffee? Some donuts. Alright? And if y'all want a good donut place, now y'all might not have one, because I gotta drive all the way to Asheville to freaking go to find one. Duck Donuts. D-U-C-K Donuts. Now, I'm going to tell you why. If you got a Duck Donuts, you need to go to a Duck Donuts. Because, you see, what is the likelihood of you going into a Krispy Kreme or a Dunkin' Donuts anymore and you get a fresh donut? About 0. There might be some decimals in there, like 0.001, you know, but chances are you probably ain't getting a fresh donut from either of them Johns. You know, go get you some Duck Donuts. They got some different flavors. They do seasonal flavors. You can get you a milkshake. You can get you an ice cream with a donut. And I mean, come on. Who you know, like, go get you some warm donuts. Because the second you walk in there, you're going to go up there. You're going to figure out which donut you want. And they're going to make them right there. And you're going to get that box. And that box is going to have the lovely warmth of a donut. However many donuts you got, it's going to be lovely. So go get you some Duck Donuts. Some Duck Donuts. Them things is good. One of my favorites over there, they got the cinnamon bun. It's like a cinnamon sugar donut. And they got the little white drizzle on there. When that thing is warm, that thing is good. Also, they got the Broadway. Let's see. They got the Broadway. That one's good. I think the Boardwalk was another good one. They got the Blueberry Strudel. That's a good little one. And it's got little pieces on top. I mean, they got a lot of good choices. You know, definitely if you got a Duck Donuts, if you got the privilege of a Duck Donuts, go get you some Duck Donuts. Stop wasting now. I mean, if you don't want to drive, if it's a bit of a drive, go to, you can go to Dunkin'. I ain't gonna be mad at you, because I don't like having to drive an hour just to go get me some good donuts. That's asinine. But if I got the time, I'm gonna get me some of them good donuts, fresh as can be, fresher than a baby that just done, boom, delivered. I mean, we are talking straight up out of there. That's how fresh them donuts is. So go get you some Duck Donuts if you got one near you, because they are a little, scarce. They do exist, but you just got to see if there's one near you, near your location. Because, I think South Carolina, they got at least 2, near me. Well, not really near me, because, I'm probably 30 minutes from the state line or something. I don't really know. I ain't really timing it. I'm just, trying not to, get run over on the interstate, which, y'all South Carolina people, y'all's driving. I'm going to tell you one thing. South Carolina, y'all driving is something else. Because tell me why I'm going to be going 80 mile an hour. I'm already doing 30 over. And some dude with South Carolina plates done freaking blown my doors off like I'm doing 40. Alright, that is the South Carolina driving. And y'all wonder why y'all got so many accidents down there. It is because of y'all's driving. Now, I like driving fast, alright? Fast is fun. But what y'all doing is crazy, alright? Y'all might as well be running damn NASCAR races down there, alright? That's what that is. That's what that is. You know, if you ain't, you know, chances are, if you are the poor soul that is down there just trying to run, I don't know, 50, 55, whatever the speed limit is on the freaking interstate down there, going down there, bless your soul, bless your heart. You need to just make sure your ass is in the slow lane. Because if you ain't, your ass going to get run over. You know, it ain't going to be pretty. It ain't going to be a pretty sight. It's going to be bowling shoe ugly. And if y'all ever been to a bowling alley and y'all see them shoes, them things is ugly. But you got to wear them. You can't just not wear bowling shoes at the bowling alley. I think it's something with falling and busting your ass. Which, if you've ever slipped on hardwood, on some wood, some wood, and you done busted your ass, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Jack. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That is a Matt fact on the Matt Pod, or whatever I done had to name this thing to, you know, be semi original, because there were a couple names that were ahead of that. One of them suggested to me by a co-worker, you know, that was a really good name, but you know, I went in and I did the searching. That thing taken. All the good ones are took. So we had to go to generic, you know, just trying to stay out of the whatever you want to call it, you know. But anyways, South Carolina, y'all driving y'all crazy. And if I'm saying that, that's saying something. Because, I mean, y'all just... Now, I ain't saying I don't mind going down there. But, man, you got to watch the hell out. You got to watch the hell on out down there. You gotta be looking in your mirrors, looking behind you. You know, you sitting there, you going vroom in your car, in your truck. You know, you'll be sitting there minding your own business, and then noom, talk about just noom, and you'll look down and go, some bitch, I'm doing 90. The hell are they doing? I don't know what they doing, but they doing something. You know, they gone. They gone, Jack. I mean, golly. They getting in and they getting gone. They gone like the wind on a windy day. And you know, that's y'all can have fun with that. You know, y'all just dadgum. But anyways, that'll be it for this pilot episode of the Matt Pod. You know, y'all have y'all a good one. And thank you for tuning in.